on. Then after the apps, you create the school.
Yeah.
Which is online and.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome, my friend, to another episode. Well, today is another episode, but it's new section that I'm starting for my channel, which called It's Tech Man. It's gonna be all about technology and stuff, you know, the different software, hardware. So today I have a wonderful gentleman. He's a very smart guy. You know what I mean? He's a Blasian guy.
That's right. That's right.
And he all about software, web design, and web design, web development, apps and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. He's gonna give up pointers and about how important it is to have a website and apps. You know what I mean, in a new technology world. So let's start. What's going on, Daniel?
Yeah, man. Well, man, yeah, you know it.
Welcome to Bourgeois TV.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
I know that, you know, I mean, you're a very busy person. You're working a lot and stuff like that. I appreciate you taking the time to sit down with me and my audience to get
Absolutely.
to know you,
yeah.
and to give us little pointers about website. So please explain to me, who is Will?
Will's a guy, he's an entrepreneur. Have a passion for traveling, the arts. I love music. I love what I do, which is website development and mobile application development. So I've been doing that for such a long time, but it's one of those things that it's kind of one of those things that just kind of stuck with me. You know, I started doing it about 15 years ago, and I've just constantly just developed it and developed it and developed
it. That long, 15 years ago?
15 years, so a decade and a half, man.
How did you get into web development? Were you like a nerd when you were young, and you really like technology was something you're always into? Or
no, this is the funny story. Okay, so back when I was really young, I actually didn't touch a computer until pretty much college.
Okay.
I used a typewriter. That ages me a little bit, but I used to use a typewriter to type my papers in high school. So when I got to college, I didn't know anything about computers. So I went to the University of Florida. They had a requirement for us to use a computer. Like, you have to have access to a computer. So I was like, well, I don't know anything about computers. What's the best way for me to be able to learn? So I ended up getting a job on the campus at UF, which was basically a job where I had to fix computers, the hardware, software. Yeah. So it was more like a help desk kind of role. So I started doing that, and I started to learn the ins and outs of computers. So I didn't have any kind of previous experience. I wasn't a nerd. I was a band guy. I used to play the drums in high school.
In high school.
So I started doing that, and then I got into more of the design aspects when I was basically working in the lab like a graveyard shift. It was like, 12:30 to 7 in the morning, and then I had people coming in, and they would ask me, hey, how do you do this thing with Photoshop, and what's going, and I didn't know how to answer the question. Now, I'm the type of person, if I'm in a role where I'm supposed to be helping you,
you're more like a shower than
so I need to be able to know what I'm talking about. So I had no idea what they were asking me. So during those like graveyard shift hours, I would basically go online. This is back before YouTube was popular or anything. So I didn't really have the resources. Like nowadays, you can learn and do like YouTube, and there's so many tutorials out there and websites. Back in like the early 2000s, none of that was available. So I basically just started like trying things
Google
out.
Everything?
Yeah, I mean, even Google wasn't even that mature at that point, so it was a little bit difficult. But yeah, I started doing that, and I got into it, and I've been into it for that long. So it's been a good ride, man.
So explain to our audience how important web design is, and what's different between a web design and apps.
Okay, so I mean, the importance, I think about it nowadays, every business, every cause or organization now has a website. It's pretty rare if you don't have a website nowadays, if you have a business, or if you are a writer or a content producer or anything like that. So it's just become really, really essential for everybody. So the biggest thing about having a website is really the reach. You want to have, if you're a mom and pop shop, you have like a little restaurant or something, you're only kind of limited to your local audience, the people that can actually physically come to your store. But when you're a blog, I mean, there's people in Japan that can read your blog, there's people in Croatia that can read your blog, people in Russia, people in Thailand. So it's
good as a small business, doesn't matter how big that business is?
I'll say that one more time.
It's good to have a website, doesn't matter how big your business is.
Yeah, it's essential, especially nowadays where people, they have it for like Google placement. So not to get too like into it or esoteric, Google placement is like SEO. So you have, when you type into Google, you want to like rank at the very top of the page if you can. So having a website is part of that. If you don't have a website, there's no way you're going to rank, unless you're on Google Plus or Yelp or some other type of review site. But it's very important for small, medium, and big businesses.
How can I create a website, and what's the difference between me create a website and or getting a web designer like you to create a website?
Mm-hmm. So nowadays it's pretty easy for you to make a website. I mean, there's different resources like Squarespace, Wix, Weebly. Those are all like different websites that you can go onto that actually create websites for you. So the only problem with those type of websites are you really have to, they're really limited. So when you hire someone like me to do a website, there's really no boundaries. I mean, we can do it as small as you want, or we can do it as large as you want.
So it looks more professional if you get a web designer to do it instead of you try to scramble it, and then it doesn't function as properly as well.
Right. Yeah, you're working with certain tools, and you're not able to manipulate it the way you want to. But when you have someone that can do it custom, if you tell them exactly what you want, they can pretty much do it for you. So when you have something that's out of the box like a Squarespace or a Wix, it's a little bit difficult to be able to just take what your ideas are and create it exactly the way you want.
Yeah. So I understand that website is important, but nowadays with social media, we have Facebook, you have Twitter, you have a LinkedIn, they have all those tools that is free handing out to you to marketing your business. Mm-hmm. Why do I really need, as a small company, need to pay hundreds of dollars or $1,000 on a website when I have all those social media to me for free?
Right. Well, that's a really good question. I mean, a lot of times I get that kind of question from smaller businesses all the time. Like, it's best to go ahead and do what you can, whatever's feasible. But if you want to take it to the next level and make sure that you have different components, because like things with like Wix and Weebly, if you have certain things you want to do, like certain functionality, you may not be able to do that right out of the box. You may want to have like a specific contact form with all these fields and checkboxes and things. Not as easy to create, but if you tell a web designer, hey, I want this contact form and I want to have these fields and these buttons and checkboxes, it's a lot easier to do when you're communicating that to a web designer. So that's basically the main difference. When you have the pre-built stuff, you have very small, limited window of things that you can do.
Yeah.
Whenever you work with a designer or a developer, you can pretty much do anything you want.
Okay.
And that's where the price is.
How can I actually make money with a website?
With a website? Well, there's two or three main ways. The first being advertisements. So there's platforms like Google AdSense or AdWords that you can use, and basically what that is, you actually take and you put little pieces of code in your website and it displays an ad, and anytime someone clicks on that ad, you get a percentage of that. So that's one of the ways. Another way is direct advertising. So say for instance you have a blog on food and you go to a restaurant and say, hey, I have this blog on food, I have 20,000 unique visitors per month, would you like to put your ad on my website? And you can gain revenue that way. So another way to monetize a website is if you have a service that you sell, or say for instance an ebook. Say you're a photographer and you wanted to publish an ebook. The ebook could be about just the basics of photography, and you can put like a 10-page ebook together and then sell it on your website. So that's a product that you could do. So you would have that storefront on your website, and you could have a click to download, and they would pay you X amount of dollars to be able to download. So there's multiple ways you can make money. That's just a couple. You could actually build a piece of software. That's another thing that's really kind of like big nowadays, is building software and then charging like a monthly service. So say for instance like a Dropbox.
But a lot of us doesn't know, talking about building software, but a lot of us doesn't know about coding. What is coding?
Coding is basically just a language behind the front end. Okay, so coding basically, what it entails is, if you look in the back end, and I'll just show you something real quick here. If you go to any web page and you just right click and you go to view page source, you're basically going to get a section here with all the code that's behind the website. So this right here is the back end of the website. So all it is just like a little language that's in the back side of the website that's actually going to display the pretty picture on the right. So.
Okay, I want to let my audience see what is coding is. So I'm gonna try to like use my phone, as a screen. Hopefully, because of it have a good lighting, it will allow me to see how coding look like.
Yeah. So I mean, this is the basics. I mean, you have a bunch of stuff in here. Not gonna get too far into it, but you have your basic HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. Those are like your three big things that you have with pretty much every website, and it's
so it's a language.
Yeah, there's multiple languages that are rendered by web browsers and mobile applications. So it's just the languages. It's telling the computer what to display.
So you explained to me about the website. How about apps? Nowadays we've all heard about apps this, apps that. You know what I mean? Everybody's creating apps for all multiple purposes. What's app and how apps is different from website?
So mobile apps are basically what you have on your phone. So it's simply something that you can display on your mobile device. With an app, say for instance you can actually have what's called a mobile web app. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's kind of a hybrid in between a standard native app for iOS or Android, or between that and this regular website. So having a mobile app, you're going to have a few more things, like you can get push notifications. So say for instance you have an app and you want it to every 24 hours push a message out to whoever has the app. So you get the little notifications on your screen. That's something you can't do with a website. New information, say a blog post that goes up inside of the app, or a new post, any type of social media post, it can actually pop up. So like for instance, we'll use Facebook as an example. If you have notifications set on your phone, you'll see like anytime someone goes and sends you a message, or there's activity on your page, you'll see like a little notification pop up, like so and so commented on your picture. So that's the ability that a mobile app will have, is that it's actually right here. So another crazy thing is the statistics that I just recently read is that 90% of people between the ages of 18 and 29, okay, so 90% of the people between the ages of 18 and 29 sleep within 5 feet of their phone. So think about that. I mean, that's a very, very powerful thing that you have. 90% of people in the world sleep with their phone.
Yeah, I know, I'm one of them.
Me too.
Because one reason is my alarm.
Yeah,
so
me too.
It's like I used to have an alarm, and then like now my alarm is next to me.
Yeah.
So whenever to wake up, I leave it close to me, so when it rings, I can turn it on.
That's the power of mobile
make
web.
sure if you're sleeping with somebody, you want to make sure it's close to you as well. You know what I mean? You guys out there who got side chicks. You don't want to make sure you get in trouble. You want to keep your phone close as possible to you. Or if you're a girl who got Simon, nowadays you got women pimps, you got men pimps, so it goes both ways. So it's like that. So where you see yourself, about 5 years from now? I know you said that you like traveling and stuff like that, and where you see yourself grow as a businessman, as a web designer, and so on.
I think the web is constantly evolving. It's constantly growing. It's something that is going to always be around. It's also going to be a part of my life. People always call me Website Willie growing up, because I was just doing websites for people all the time.
I didn't know that way. Now,
so like Website Will or WordPress Will, like people just kind of identify or know me by that. So I think in 5 years, the web is always going to be there. It's going to be
so it's
more
something
prominent.
You can be living. You can always get to 5 years from now. You can always have something to live off.
Yeah. So my goal is to really hone down. I have a couple streams of income. My whole deal is passive income. I love passive income. I like to be able to sleep and make money.
What do you mean passive income?
So for instance, I sell web hosting, right? So say for instance, you bought a website from me. You also pay me a monthly fee for hosting the website.
So like you like
every month
like GoDaddy.
Correct. Yes. And I have my own server.
I get. How can you create a server?
I have a physical server that's in a data center here in Orlando.
Oh,
and
wow.
I have a team that manages that server. So basically what they do is I build all my
that's going to the next level. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, I should have done that probably years ago. I probably did this maybe 3 years ago.
Yeah,
and so because I was building the sites and then I was putting them on a hosting.
People?
What's that?
Is that server, is it for you with a couple people?
It's mine.
Just you alone?
Yeah, so it's mine, and then anytime I build a website, I put it on my server. So I get a front-loaded cost with charging someone for the website, and then I get a monthly recurring from the hosting. So, they pay me X amount of dollars per month to host their website. I also deal a little bit in real estate, so I like to be able to do that. That's also passive income. So I have rental properties that generate revenue. So I want to be able to basically eliminate myself from having to work extremely hard and change that money, the time for money. You know what I mean? When I can kind of eliminate myself from that equation and just basically have systems in place that run and make money for me, then I can leverage more of my time. So that's the biggest deal. So to answer your question, I want to be able to travel, and what's going to allow me to travel is to have 5, 6, 10 different streams of revenue coming in, and I can travel, not have to really worry about it.
So as a tech web designer and business owner, so how far do you want to be in the technology business as your entrepreneurship grow?
More traveling, more speaking, helping people. That's number one.
Yes.
I do the websites because I love to help people, man. It's
Yes.
one of those things that people come to me all the time. And
So you want to be like speaking about technology and stuff like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Go out and speak, and I have a speaking engagement coming up in September for one of my clients. I'm doing a conference for them, so just going out and being interactive in the community, helping people out. I just enjoy meeting people and networking and getting out there. So being able to have these systems in place running for me is going to allow me to do a little bit more of that, because I have more time to actually travel and meet people and do the speaking engagement. So that's basically it.
Well, today I learned a lot about web development, website, and stuff like that. And I hope our audience will have learned a lot too. And thank you so much to sit down.
Absolutely, man.
And give my audience a little point of view about website. Like I said, it's important to have a website, like he said. There's plenty of way to learn. You can go to YouTube and then Google some more how about building website and stuff. It's tech, man. Thank you for Bourgeois TV. Have a good day.
All right.
Thanks,
Cool, man.
man.
Yeah.